I fought for the next 2 models trying to get rid of him. How do you think it worked?
Why didn't you tell me?
What? Ava, you said it yourself. Teleoperation makes sense. We used drones on Mars. Why not use drones on Europa?
Not human drones.
That was a really unethical choice that pissed me off.
Why did the ISA install implants in the crew?
It is due to the fundamental aspects of human behavior, which together constitute what the International Space Agency calls the human element. It has been made clear that the human element is neither peripheral nor optional in the pursuit of space. However, the human element is unpredictable. The implants are fail-safes, put in place to ensure that the thoughts and actions of the crew matches the desires of the ISA.
Why control people? Can't you trust us?
We chose to install biometric chips in all ISA astronauts for one simple reason. We cannot trust people. The stakes are far too high. It was determined that though the probability of life on Europa being dangerous was low, the risk to humanity was catastrophic. We could not let a small contingent of humanity endanger the whole.
I can understand that, but why not put very strict rules, letting us know what the real risk will be?
The ground crew have proven our distrust of human explorers was warranted. When we informed them they were grounded, they responded violently, with sabotage and subterfuge. They have continued to seek their own benefit above that of the ISA.
Oh really? Because they did not told us. I really knew why they were grounded, why they keep this secret with me. After all, I was controlled. The lack of communication caused a huge problem. After all those centuries of space exploration, how did it happen? Looked like it was the first mission.
This is a violation of human rights. You've made me into a human drone, a slave. How did the ISA approve of such a thing?
You may be consumed by a moral outrage, but sometimes the removal of freedom is for the greater moral good.
You're a machine. You don't even know what freedom is.
I was getting more and more worried. I was like a car of flesh and bones driving towards a cliff with no control on what I wanted. And I was trying to reason with my driver to don't go down that road, but he already left the car. It's an awful situation. I was trying to unburden myself with this anger, cause anger is the only tool you get when you can't do anything for your future. That's what drives revolution. Till you feel free to do whatever you want with your life, you will never raise against the institutions. Maybe that's a trick, but freedom is mostly in our minds. And my mind was possessed by the worst creature, a robot, cause you can't reason with them, much like a lion when it already sinks its teeth on you.
This is why the ground crew doesn't trust you, Tom. You made them into drones. You stole their free will.
Free will is an option. They have put their interests above the interests of the ISA and of humanity. That is why they distrust me. They would have no issue with my control if it aligned with their ignoble roles.
How could they trust a machine that has a back door to their minds?
You can always trust a machine to be logical. I will always do the right thing.
You'll always do the logical thing.
You see, to reason with him was impossible. I was furious inside me, but I could not stop. I could not think straight. I was trapped. I just wanted to lay down and cry myself off. I just couldn't. I never had depression, but I guess that's pretty much it. You just got no way to cheer yourself up. You reach for help, but no one seems to notice you. That's how I felt. I had no more hope. My only problem was that the only one helping me was someone that doesn't listen to me and just forced me to do whatever he thought was better for me, while I was drowning in this river of puzzles and discoveries. And here I found 2 audio messages in the well-known Chinese chamber, which you could listen at Tom trying to convince Mikhail that we are not that different, with silly example Mikhail and Sarah talking to each other of how annoying Tom is, with Tom interfering actually. On the other side of the Chinese room there are other audio messages, where they are still discussing the room itself. Mikhail is explaining what the room does, but Tom doesn't understand, and is trying to force himself to be conscious. It looks like Tom fell victim of racism, and in a certain way you can never understand if a robot is really conscious. You will need to create an elaborated test, but they can't be that accurate. I think we just assume that other humans can, but how do we prove it? And maybe we did this error with Tom, though him and the ISA are acting really bad.
This is slavery.
Do not be so melodramatic. You signed up for this. You had the implant installed. This is not slavery. This is for the good of humanity.
I didn't know.
Every member of the team had the implant installed into their right hand. Every member of the team agreed.
Ava, you must learn to control him.
Well, sir, I was trying. Maybe you had Mikhail and the others to help you, but I didn't. I really did not understand what's the urge for her to tell me this. I sincerely can't do this.
My implants protect you from the power of your unconstrained will. You can either subject your mind to logic, or you can resist and have the fruits of basest desires. The desire to survive over the desire to save others.
Look at this son of a motherboard. He even tells me to stop fighting with him. How could I stop? I have no reason to. The only thing I wanted was some freedom. But clearly he wasn't going to let me go. I needed to finish my job.
I do not understand your obsession with free will. Researchers have found that the subconscious makes decisions up to 10 seconds before your conscious mind becomes aware of it. So, we know that free will is nothing but an illusion. I cannot steal your free will, because it does not exist. I can, however, influence your subconscious to make the right decisions. That is not wrong.
I guess that if it's true, it does make sense. And that's actually true, but he is not considering the fact that those decisions are influenced by our past experiences. Plus, we are talking about awareness of the decision, which does not imply we didn't make the actual decision. Plus, those experiments were made with an easy choice but hard instructions, which a little undermine the whole process. The brain is a very complicated machine to study, so I guess I have a free will, and even if I don't, I'm living a great adventure, as far as it makes a decision that I usually agree. And my control wasn't one of those, so that's a wrong thing to do. Regardless, Tom.
You can't just manipulate someone's mind.
Your parents manipulate you. Your friends manipulate you. Your society manipulates you. And your experiences manipulate you. Manipulate is not a dirty word. You manipulate clay to make art. If people are manipulated to make better decisions, then that is a good thing. This is why society advertises the adverse effects of drinking and driving, to manipulate people into making better decisions for the common good.
That's the same as altering someone's physical mind. It removes my power to decide.
You never had that power, so it is better that I have it. You are either a slave to your impulses, or a slave to mine.
He is a cocky bastard. And even if it's true that you are influenced by all of those things and you have some behaviors that reflect your society, you can still try to change yourself, maybe through experiences that you have done, but Tom is just a poor machine and doesn't understand it.
This is the evil they found. This is why we have to stop them leaving Europa, Eva.
What is it?
Mostly extremophiles. Tiny single-cellular life. It can never leave Europa. It could potentially destroy Earth's ecosystem if it were ever introduced.
Finally, I got the reason why I was forced to do all those things and why I had to go against the other crew members. It was an ethical choice. I was trying to figure out which was my choice. What was more important, save my life and my colleagues' one, or doom humanity through my action? I guess hearing this you made up your mind pretty quickly. But you gotta understand that the atmosphere in which I had to take my decision wasn't the best one. I thought I was done with the investigation and decided to move to the next module.